Welcome to my channel Learnovate. Today we will going to discuss about the interrelationship between the blood pressure, flow and the resistance of the blood. In this video we will going to discuss about the blood pressure, the blood flow and the resistance to the blood and the various characteristics of these three terms that include the blood pressure, blood flow and the resistance to the blood, and we will see the interrelationship by our equation that have been given in the book. So starting from the first term, that is the pressure. We should all know about the blood pressure that is used in the interrelationship between the three terms. The pressure, that is the blood pressure, is the pressure exerted by the walls of the arteries on the blood flow. As we have taken the example, if there is a wall of the artery that is a thickened wall, the flowing blood will go through the direction from the area of the higher concentration to the area of lower concentration. So the pressure that is exerted by the wall of the arteries to the flowing blood is called as the blood pressure, and the blood pressure of the human body is normal about 120 by 80 mm of Hg. That is a normal blood pressure of human body. The unit, that is the mm of Hg, is the millimeter of mercury, and it can also be used as a centimeter of water. That is another unit used for the blood pressure. The second term that is important for the pressure is the pressure gradient. The pressure gradient is a gradient between the pressure difference at the two levels of the capillary. If we take an example of this capillary that having two walls, if this is a blood vessel having the two sides, so the blood pressure at the one side of the wall and the second side of wall, the pressure difference between the one side of the capillary and the other side is called as the pressure gradient, or it can also said that the P2 minus P1 is equals to delta P. This delta P is the pressure difference and the pressure gradient between the two sides of the vessel, wall of the vessel. So this is the pressure that is exerted on the blood flow. The next term we have is the blood flow. Now the blood flow that is the amount of the blood that flow through the vessels and the arteries throughout the body. And in the systemic blood flow that we have discussed in a separate video of the circulatory system, some of the basic principles said that all the tissue blood flow through all out the body is equals to the cardiac output that we have discussed in a separate video. The cardiac output is equals to the sum of all the tissue blood flow that is present in all the systemic and the pulmonary circulation, and that blood flow throughout the tissue is equals to the cardiac output. So the cardiac output, that is the amount of blood pumped by the heart per minute, is the cardiac output, and the normal cardiac output we take is the 5 liter, or it is about 5000 ml per minute. So this cardiac output is equals to the all amount of the blood flow throughout all the tissues of the body. So this is a general basic concept about the blood flow, that we can take the blood flow as a cardiac output. The another thing about the blood flow is there are two types of blood flow, including the turbulent blood flow and the laminar blood flow. What happens in the turbulent and the laminar blood flow we have to discuss. Now first we are going to discuss the laminar blood flow. In the laminar blood flow, when the diameter of the vessel is less, if the diameter of a vessel is less, or if there is a smaller vessel diameter, there will be a linear blood flow throughout the vessel. The blood will flow linearly and in the straight direction, that is a laminar blood flow. And in this type of blood flow, the resistance of the blood flow that we call as the any obstruction or the intermittence to the blood flow is increased in the laminar type of blood flow. Well, that is the second blood flow, that is the turbulent type of blood flow, is a rushing blood flow. That is the blood flow in all the direction and their diameter, if there is a vascular wall, then the blood flow can occur in all directions, here and everywhere. The blood flow will cause the whole blood flow throughout the vessel and in all directions. So the rushing out of the blood is called as the turbulence, and this turbulent blood flow having an increased flow rate. You can say the blood flow in the turbulent type of blood flow is increased, and the amount of the blood inside the vessel is greater. Because of the diameter is greater, the blood flow is greater, the resistance is less in the turbulent blood flow, and this blood flow mostly occurs in the large arteries of the heart. Now coming to the relationship between the pressure, blood flow, and the third that we have not discussed is the resistance, and now we're going to discuss about the resistance. Now the third part is the resistance. The resistance, as we have discussed, is any obstruction or the impedance to the blood flow. The resistance that we take R is directly proportional to the is inversely proportional to the conductance. The conductance, that is the weight of the blood flow, is always inversely related with the resistance of the blood flow. If the resistance is greater, then the conduction or the rate of blood flow is lesser, and if the resistance is less, that we have seen in the turbulent blood flow, the resistance was less, so the blood flow and the rate of conductance of the blood throughout the vessel is greater. So I hope you will be explained up till the point. The concept I am going to explain you is between the relation between the conductance and the resistance. So if the conductance is greater, the resistance will be less, and if the resistance is greater, the conductance of the blood flow will be less. And also the conductance is directly related with one more thing, that is the diameter of the vessel. If the diameter is greater, there will be a more conductance, or you can say the blood flow is greater in the greater diameter vessel. For example, the large vessels that we have discussed, aorta or the pulmonary arteries, the conductance of the blood flow or the weight of blood flow is greater because the diameter was greater, but they are inversely related with the resistance. The two types of the circuits that we found in the body includes the series circuit and the parallel circuit. What happens in the series circuit, there will be an increase in the resistance because the sum of all the resistance is equal to the total resistance in the series circuit, and this is some of about physics rule that we have discussed, we have read it in the earlier classes. The resistance in the series circuit is increases, and the body, the example of series circuit is the systemic circulation, the functional part of systemic circulation, the artery, arteriole, vein, venules, all these form the series circuit that we have discussed in a separate video of overview of circulation, circulatory system. So, and what happens in the parallel circuit, there will be a decreased resistance. Why? Because the parallel circuit is arranged in a parallel manner, and the example of the parallel circuit in the body is about the brain, kidney, nerves, blood vessels, and they are arranged all in a parallel like manner. So parallel circuit is the decrease in the resistance. Total resistance is less than the sum of the only single resistance. Now the important part also, that is the interrelation and the equation of this interrelationship between the three terms that we have discussed is the resistance, blood flow, and the pressure, and we are going to discuss the interrelationship between these three terms. We have all know earlier that the V is equals to IR is the formula of the Ohm's law. So if we take this as an example in this interrelationship, the V was the voltage in the Ohm's law. If we take is at a pressure, the I was the current flow, but here this I is the blood flow, and the R is the resistance, and this R is also here is the resistance. The blood flow BF, the R is the resistance, and the pressure is resistance. So this equation is formed, that is the interrelationship between the resistance, blood flow, and the blood pressure. If we summarize, or we can convert this equation into a formula, like if we want to know the blood flow of the vessel, we will going to divide the pressure by resistance. So in this way we have come up with the formula, that is the blood pressure or the blood flow, that is a BF. Blood flow is directly related with the pressure of the blood, and the blood flow will be inversely related with the resistance. So more the resistance, the less will be the blood flow, and the less will be the pressure. But if there is a less resistance, there will be a more blood flow, and there will be a more blood pressure. So this was the main equation about the relationship between the resistance, blood flow, and the blood pressure. I hope you will be explained well. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more, and don't forget to comment below.